Some of you may recall the last time we got caught in a rainstorm while at Disney World, and I had just gotten to the studios, and I said, well, let's take a look at the monorail hotels, and we ended up getting stuck. Well, stuck is a bad word to use because it was actually a nice visit at Trader Sam's Polynesian. So today we're in the rain once again, and I thought I would try it again to take a look at some of the monorail deluxe resort hotels. We're going to start with the Polynesian. One of the things I want to concentrate on is the convenience of staying at a deluxe monorail hotel. Now, when I talk about the monorail hotels, it's just a term I use. I don't know if it's anything official. We're talking about the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, and the Contemporary, the three resort hotels that are on the loop, the monorail loop. We're going to start with the Polynesian because I'm at the Transportation and Ticket Center. Wouldn't you know it? I ran out of battery mid-sentence. What I was going to say is we're starting at the Transportation and Ticket Center because one of the conveniences is you can walk to the Polynesian very easily from the Transportation and Ticket Center. They did change that name. Now, you don't have to go through security in order to do this. So right over there is the Transportation and Ticket Center, and there's a path that I'm standing on right now, and a whole bunch of cast members are passing by me because this is the way that they take when they park to go to work. But we're going to take this path and show you how quickly you can get to the Polynesian. So there's the TTC, Transportation and Ticket Center, and here's our path. Well, and look at this. Ta-da! We are at the Polynesian Village Resort. Now, I have to admit, you're not quite at the Grand Ceremonial House, but we're on the grounds. And if you're staying in one of the wings that are in this direction, you're just about home. This is how easy it is to go from the Transportation and Ticket Center to the Polynesian. But we're actually going to go all the way into the resort. We're going to get inside, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the convenience of these hotels. You can see these are all the hotel rooms, at least on this side. This is Pago Pago here. You can see the monorail track is off to the left, and the hotel rooms are off to the right. Here's Lilo's Playhouse. I never walked in here. I would imagine it's something for kids. But let's just look inside. Some of you may have families and may wonder what they have for kids at these facilities. So here they have televisions, video monitors, games. This looks like fun for kids. You can play in castles. Look at this kid just chilled out watching Moana. Oh, this is cool. You have kind of a Viking ship. Oh, it's a pirate ship. Very interesting. They have coloring games. Different activities, she said they have. And there's a famous scene from Lady and the Tramp when they're eating at Tony's. Huh, this is neat. Oh, and you can do pin trading here too. That was neat. One more of those things that you just don't know unless you poke your head in and look around. So those of you who have kids, families, might be something that would interest you if you're staying at the Polynesian. But let's continue our walk. Now, I stopped at Lilo's, but I'll bet I haven't been walking much more than 2 to 3 minutes. And we're already at the main entrance. So right up there you can see the monorail. I kind of took the sidewalk. There's the main sidewalk. I came up here to get a better view at the monorail. So you can see the monorail station is right up there, and that lets you off right into the main lobby of the Polynesian. We're going to be walking right underneath it. So it really is that easy. That's part of the convenience. You might say, why would I want to walk there? Well, sometimes you might want to walk there in order to take the ferry to Magic Kingdom. So now you have a couple of ways to get to Magic Kingdom. You can take that monorail right above us, or you can walk over to the TTC and take the ferry boat. But there's other advantages too. Let's get inside and I'll sit down and talk about them. Some of the advantages of staying at any of these 3 hotels is the ease of access to the monorail. If I need to go to Magic Kingdom from any one of these 3, they have the monorail that stops at all 3 resort hotels. So all you do is walk out into the platform, get on the monorail, and it'll drop you right off at the front gate of Magic Kingdom. Now, there are some other advantages, however. One of those is every one of these resort hotels has several restaurants in it. Now, if you're staying at a place like, oh, say Pop Century, where I was a couple months ago, you pretty much have one option, and that is go to the on-site Pop Century eating area. Here, you have, I don't know, I'd never counted them, I'll bet you have a dozen or more restaurant options between these 3 hotels, from fine dining all the way down to grab and go. You know, if I'm staying at the Contemporary, I can hop on the monorail and in a matter of 5 or 10 minutes be right here at the Polynesian, and I could go down to Trader Sam's, for example, or Captain Cook's. Or if you're staying here, for example, hop the monorail, it takes 2 minutes to get to the Grand Floridian, and you can be eating at one of those restaurants. So that convenience really counts for something. But there's even more. There's also the shopping. When you're on that monorail track, you can shop at all 3 of these hotels, and boy, is there a lot of shopping. So right here, you see me walk through this shop just recently. But there's a lot of shopping. This has a Polynesian theme to it. And by the way, one of my favorite candies, I just love these chocolate-covered macadamia nuts. I fell in love with these when I was in Hawaii, and it's great to see I don't have to go to Hawaii to get them. And look who it is. It's the Sneaky Peeky Tiki, and he doesn't want to be seen. Shh, be quiet. Don't tell him I'm here. So upstairs we have the luau. Down here we have Captain Cook's. I'll show you that in a minute. And you have Trader Sam's, one of my favorite places to go. There's Captain Cook's. This is quick service. So it has sandwiches, soup, salads, flatbreads, some grab and go items. Kind of walk a little further down the hallway, Trader Sam's. And you've seen me going to Trader Sam's, so I'm just going to poke my head in. And this is just a fascinating place. I know if I stay here, I'll never get out. So I'm going to do a quick view of it for you, and then we're going to leave. We're not going to leave the way we came. We're actually going to leave out this way. Oh, no, we're not. Now this is the emergency exit. I've gone out there before. So as we walk back outside, you're going to see the outside entrance to Trader Sam's. It doesn't have as many shenanigans and hijinks and tomfoolery going on, but it does have the same drinks. And this walks all the way around to Captain Hook's if we want to walk that way. So all of this will be Trader Sam's. And this takes us right back to Captain Cook's. And here's Captain Cook's right in here. So we're going to head upstairs. So as we head upstairs, you're going to find that the luau is up here. And they have another really nice bar that you can sit at and look out over the grounds. And I'll show that to you. Oh my goodness, it's all closed off. They must be doing some construction. This is where the bar usually is. So I guess I can't show you because the bar is blocked off. Usually the bar, those windows right here, you can see how this bar that you just saw is closed off would lead into that. And you can look over the grounds. And now they moved it out here. It's just a counter service bar during construction. And here are some other stores for gifts and sundries. Moana Mercantile. A lot of souvenir items. And I want to remind you, my intent here is not to show you a tour of every one of these resorts, but show you some of the highlights and show you what is accessible to you if you stay at any one of the monorail resorts. Because it's so easy to hop the monorail and be here in 5 or 10 minutes. And one of those things is Kona Island, which is counter service, and the Kona Cafe, which is actually a pretty nice restaurant. It's a medium level restaurant, but I've eaten here and thoroughly enjoyed it. Good food, and it won't break your budget. Okay, but what if you're staying here and you want to visit the other places? Well, let's take a look at that. Before the monorail, you get on security here, so you don't have to worry about doing it at the park. So let's see how long it takes to get from Polynesian to Grand Floridian.
Our next stop is Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. To our left-hand side are Disney's Palm and Disney's Magnolia golf courses at the Shades of Green Resort.
And by the way, I think it should mention I have stayed multiple times at all of these 3 resorts that you're about to see, and I think that is a testament to at least my belief that there is value to these deluxe resorts. So let's take a look over the balcony here. It's simply beautiful here at the Grand Floridian. So you can see there's a man playing the piano, but sometimes they have a band up here. And that's awful fun to either sit in the bar. There's a little bar behind that band. We'll go take a look at it and either listen to the band play or just sit down here and listen to the band or the man at the piano. So once again, there's a lot of shopping. Starting here at the Mercantile. This is the gift shop. All decked out for Halloween. And look how beautiful and relaxing and comfortable it is here at the Grand Floridian. You can see there's a balcony that you can look out on. Let's walk out there. And here's Misner's Lounge. This is the bar I told you about. And if I was to categorize this, I would consider it more of an adult cocktail lounge. And here's the band that you saw from across the way. You'll see some other shops on this end. Look at these employees. They look like the Dapper Dans. I'm pretty sure those are the band members. So in here you can see that they have salons and kind of bath items and soaps and that sort of thing. Bath salts. That's called Basin White. So they have the bath salts, the scents, all that kind of thing at Basin White. Not my kind of thing. We're going to head over to the staircase, the elevators, and see what's on the first floor. My vehicle of choice is a staircase. But that is a really nice, classy looking elevator. Here's your front desk lobby area. There's an area where kids can sit and watch television. And this is the lobby that we saw from above. And there they go. And here is the back of the elevator. You can see that elevator going up now. Up to where we were. And I have been known to just sit down here and relax and listen to the band. And here we have Sandy Cove. This is gifts, sundries, snacks, different supplies you may need. One of my favorite murals here, right here. Looks so old-fashioned. I particularly like that guy right there, that muscle man with the handlebar mustache. It looks so typical of turn of the century. And they have several fine restaurants here. Grand Floridian Cafe. And we're going to go around back and show you the quick service restaurant. So if we go out here, you're going to see the quick service when we go around this corner. And there's Victoria and Albert's, which is a fine restaurant. Really nice upscale restaurant. If you want to really celebrate a special event or just have a memorable experience. Now let's look at the quick service restaurant. This one's kind of comparable to Captain Cook's. Kona Island and Grill. And once again in here, you see they have coffees, pastries, sandwiches, pizza, flatbread. Deli sandwiches, grab-and-go items. And we'll just take a quick loop around. See what we're looking at here? You don't get that view at Art of Animation. Each of these monorail resort hotels has a good view of the fireworks. And I'll tell you, you can watch from any one of them. If you're staying on the monorail track, 5 to 10 minutes, you're at any one of these three resorts, maybe a little longer depending on the monorail traffic. But I'm telling you, sitting here in the evening and watching those fireworks reflect off the water is a beautiful experience. And that's where the fireworks would be. And we can walk all the way to the point. If you're staying at either the Grand Floridian or the Polynesian, you have another way to get back at the end of the night, or if you just want to do it for variety, you can take the water taxi. So now you can get to the park by monorail, you can get to the park by water taxi, by taking a boat. Pretty convenient. And if you are at the Contemporary, you can walk. You heard me right. When we get to the Contemporary, I'll show you. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'll show you where you would pick up these water taxis, and then I'm going to walk over to the Contemporary. One of the greatest things I like about staying at the Contemporary Hotel. And if you don't want to walk up these stairs to your room, they'll lift you up in one of these. I'm joking, of course. They're just doing a little repair with that. I couldn't pass up a really bad joke. And all of these people just got back by taking the water taxi. And of course, all these different modes of transportation don't cost you anything. It's part of staying at one of the deluxe monorail resorts. And there it goes. Since I'm here, rather than hop back on the monorail, I think what I'm going to do is take the next boat over to Magic Kingdom. Then I'll walk from there to this place, the Contemporary Resort Hotel. Look how close we are. There's a Contemporary. Right over here, we pan over and you can see Space Mountain right in the center of our screen. And a little further, and you can see the castle. So although we're using this for transportation, you may find it just enjoyable if you want to take a boat ride around the lake. So we're going to come up on the Polynesian first, and then we'll be going to Magic Kingdom. Another reason to use this water shuttle is if you're staying in Grand Floridian and you want to come to the Polynesian, you can avoid having to take the monorail route all the way around by getting on this boat, because it'll bring you directly here. So from here you go through security, but as you can see, there's very few people on this boat, so security goes very quickly. So officially, what I call the water taxi, or goes by a lot of different names, they call it the resort launch. So if you're ever inquiring about it, the resort launch would be the official name. Now let's talk about the end of the night and why being at one of these 3 resort hotels would be beneficial. Okay, first of all, let's say that you're staying at the Polynesian. There is a line behind me at the monorail at the end of the night. You might not get on 4 or 5 monorails rather might pass by before you get on one. So you have options though. If you want to get to the Polynesian, you can get on the monorail and let it drive you around. If you are staying at the Polynesian, you can get on that resort launch and let it take you over. If you want to get to the Polynesian, you can take what's behind me here, the ferry boat. And as you just learned, you can walk from the ferry boats take you to the Ticket and Transportation Center. You can walk from there to the Polynesian. So I hope you can start to see some of the convenience. Now, the same thing goes for the Grand Floridian. You can take that resort launch, you can take a monorail. You can't walk there because there's that channel in between. Now what about the Contemporary? Well, you could take a monorail to the Contemporary, but the Contemporary is so darn close. One of the things I love about staying at the Contemporary, in the middle of the day when you're hot, tired, it's just a short 7 to 10 minute walk and you're at your hotel. I mean, about the same as it would take to walk from, I don't know, Tomorrowland to the front gate, walking down Main Street, is about what it's going to be like to walk to the Contemporary. And here we are. And you see some people are ready to get on the bus to Disney Springs. I just checked the time, and that took me 6 minutes to walk from Magic Kingdom to the Contemporary. I'm not winded. I'm not huffing and puffing. I wasn't walking at a brisk pace. I was just walking. So I'll tell you what, by this time, you're in your hotel. Anyone else would be standing in line, packed together like sardines with all the rest of the unwashed masses. It is a real, distinct advantage and convenience to be staying at one of these hotels. Let's go inside and we'll talk about a few more. Okay, it's a little loud in here. I'm in the lobby, I'm right by the check-in desk. But I want to talk a little more about some of the conveniences. Now, I'm not saying that this makes up for the cost, because these hotels are expensive. But when you are on limited time, all you have, you and your family, is time. And if you are spending a lot of time on buses, waiting for buses, transferring buses, getting back and forth from your hotel to the various parks, getting back and forth from those parks, you're wasting money. You know, that might be an extra 2 hours a day that you could be in Magic Kingdom. So if you think about it, at the end of the night, it's great to get to your hotel very quickly and get to bed. It's also really nice in the morning, 5-6 minute walk, and I'm in Magic Kingdom. Now, if I get on the monorail here, granted, I have to do several more stops, because from Contemporary, even though it's very short, this loop, I would stop at the TTC, I would stop at Polynesian, I would stop at Grand Floridian before getting to Magic Kingdom. But that walk is so nice. It's just a stroll and you're there. Plus, you have a much shorter and faster security line to go through, because the only people that are going through that are people that are walking from the Contemporary. So you can eat at all these different restaurants. Now, you can do that if you're staying at any resort, But if you're staying at one of these three, it's so much easier and so much more convenient to get to them. You don't even have to step outside. You can get on the monorail. In this case, it's inside. At the other two places, you're in a covered monorail stand, and you can walk right in. So you can be in your Sunday go-to-meeting clothes, ready to go to one of these fine restaurants, and hop on the monorail, and you're there in a matter of minutes. Now, I'm not going to show us too much more of the contemporary because I've already done 2 videos. I will link to them, and you can look around. I will go more in depth in the future of all these resorts, but the contemporary has 3 main places to eat. It has the Contempo, which is kind of the convenience eating places. It has Chef Mickey's, and Chef Mickey is the character dining. By the way, every one of these 3 has character dining. And then it has the California Grill, which is kind of the higher class, and that's a restaurant with a view and you know, a fine sit-down restaurant. So if you look at this, you've got, what if we look at, if you count those 3 here, about 10 restaurants you can eat at, all by hopping on the monorail. Now, once you get to Magic Kingdom, you have boats everywhere. You have the resort launch to take you to the Polynesian and Grand Floridian. You have the ferry boat to take you to the TTC. You have the monorail to take you to the TTC. And you can actually get on a boat and go to Fort Wilderness Lodge. So you can do a lot of cool things just by staying at these hotels. The truth is, yeah, you can stay at any hotel and go to Magic Kingdom and see all those things, but you don't have the convenience, you still have to get here. Now, what if you want to go to a place like Epcot? This monorail, you go to the TTC, the Transportation and Ticket Center, one transfer, you get off the monorail onto the Epcot monorail, and you are there. So it is so convenient. You do not have to take a bus to get to Epcot or to Magic Kingdom. I'm going to head over now, take that 6-minute walk back, and I'm going to head to the Magic Kingdom and have a little fun tonight. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share the video, please give me a thumbs up. You know I love it when you leave comments down below. And most importantly, if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm Mark, right now at the Contemporary Resort Hotel at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Thanks for joining me.